Well, disasters across the U.S. caused about $115 billion in damage last year. But there is some good news. According to the nonprofit group Climate Central, came up with the number. They are reporting that 21 severe thunderstorms caused at least $1 billion in damage each. Wildfires in Southern California, of course, accounted for more than half of this year's total damage. The report did say 2025 was the least costly year for disasters since 2019. Interestingly as well, the report did not include damage costs from hurricanes, since not a single hurricane hit the U.S. last year, which is interesting.
Yeah, well, about 13,000 car crashes were related to road conditions last winter here in Wisconsin. Well, this winter, one auto repair shop up in Wausau is busy fixing cars involved in winter-related crashes. Many damaged cars at this particular body shop are from recent icy road conditions, and they say it takes about 8 days for damaged cars to be repaired. That's below average, especially during November through February.
With the inclement weather, you'll see a lot more front-end collisions or rear-end because the slippery roads.
Says the average repair costs between $4,000 and $5,000. One tip for you to avoid those crashes during the winter is to not use your cruise control. If you do use it, increase your following distances and slow down. Maybe a good reminder even today as that rain is out there too. A decreased visibility and slick roads.
Definitely take your time for the commute, but also on Saturday morning we're dealing with the snow, and that is why we do have our second First Alert Day coming up on Saturday, mostly a morning event. Then as we go into next week, we are going to raise those temperatures a little bit more, getting closer to that mid 30 to maybe 40 degree mark for most of the week. After that, we are looking at a cool down, likely for the end of January.
We usually think of January as being very cold, but not this year.
Not this one, no, not at all.
We'll be right back.